Hi, everyone. I'm Gretchen. I am an academic life coach and creator of the anti-boring approach to powerful studying. And I also am a trainer of teachers. And today I wanted to do something special for the educators out there. I'm so often talking to students and families. But today I just wanted to give you a glimpse into the piles that are next to my desk. And that is actually, there's a stack of whiteboards about 15 high. Some of them I put on my lap right now, which I'm going to show you. But I am a big believer in when teaching virtually, which is what this is, right? It's a virtual space. I'm a big believer in creating this flattened one-dimensional or two-dimensional space and making it three-dimensional instead. And the ways to do that for me include being animated with my body, using my hands, leaning in, leaning away, but also creating a lot of visuals. And I know there are folks who are really good at using like whiteboards on Zoom or whatever else to create visuals while you're teaching. But I love whiteboards, as you may know, if you've been following me, and I like them. Let me just show you a few images that were created in my coaching sessions this week. So this is a mini lecture that I teach about spaced retrieval practice, which is a brain term. I teach this in my course for educators, The Art of Inspiring Students to Study Strategically, and I shared it with one of my clients, a sophomore in high school, recently. Here, that same client, we were talking about how to create a fake textbook, and we were also talking about the study cycle. You might see that these steps here look a lot like that. If you don't know the study cycle, you really should get over there to gretchenwegner.com, my main homepage, and take the free course. But I was talking to her about how the two kinds of notes that I share in the anti-boring approach, get it down notes and hone it notes, how those connect to the study cycle. So I drew it for her. Then another client, we were talking about the importance of creating neural pathways in the brain and how long it takes of like effort of hard thinking to start creating kind of a lubricated neural pathway in your brain. So I drew this for her while we were talking. Here is a list. This is really messy, but of problems this student is experiencing and potential solutions. And I wrote it up here. Now, again, all of this can be done typed up, on a screen with a screen share or something. But isn't there something kind of interesting about seeing my hands holding a thing? Or, if I were to like, well, I'll draw, like just seeing hands draw something, like hands are so limited these days in virtual learning. Like we either do this or we scroll or we click. So being able to see hands doing interesting things, I think is really helpful both for students to pay attention as well as alerting the brain that we are human beings in a multidimensional space here and that learning can be interesting. Here's the last, no, I have one more to show you after this. But here's one where a client and I were looking at the different ways that she can learn how to ask me questions because she didn't know how to like figure out what to ask me at the beginning of our client sessions. And I'm trying to get her to drive them more rather than me to drive them. So we created that. This is a way of talking about metacognition and different levels of thinking that I was working on with a student to help her deepen her understanding of some of the vocabulary words that she was simply trying to memorize. That's what that says there. Oh, actually, I do see another one that I forgot about. I also like to help students think about their learning. That's what metacognition is, right? So, so here was one where I shared with a student a process, maybe some of you know, where like the I here is the parent or the adult. Like first the adult does it for the student, then the adult and the student do it together, and then finally the student does it by themselves. So I just wanted to paint this out and show her that we were moving through this process together. And actually that this first line is here because I was like, we're at the point right now where you and I are doing it together, but I'm trying to get you to move it to where you can do it by yourself. So it is annoying for me to have to clean all these damn whiteboards every week. I wish I had a second grader in the household who I could pay to do it for me. but I think it's well worth it to have learning be so big and visual. So I just wanted to give you a glimpse of all of that. And if you're somebody who wants to, an educator who wants to learn and practice more of this, I actually walk you through my client sessions in my Anti-Boring Educators Club, which is a club where we have monthly calls, and I also create longer videos than these little ones where I give you like a deeper glimpse into how I set up each of these whiteboards with students and how I followed up the discussion with action. So if you're curious about that, please send me an email at gretchen@gretchenwegner.com and ask for more information about the club. But as always, I will see you next week here on the channel. Bye, y'all.